great to be here. For those of you that don't speak English, I apologize. My French is terrible, and you wouldn't understand anything if I tried to speak in French. So I'm afraid you're going to have to do with my English. I'm here today to convince you to take sport seriously, not just for its entertainment value, but more so for its ability to contribute towards building a sustainable future for people and planet, and as importantly, to serve as a home for capital looking to do good while doing well. I've witnessed firsthand the power of sport and the superpowers of sport to change lives and to change the world, whether that be to bring people together, to build resilience, to serve as a catalyst for climate action. Sport has those powers and so many more. My eureka moment came in 1995 when I witnessed firsthand, through the power of President Nelson Mandela, the power of sport to heal a nation. The occasion was the Rugby World Cup. Some of you might have seen the movie Invictus. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's emotional and eye-opening. But Nelson Mandela recognized the value of sport to bring people together that the week before the event were literally killing each other on the street, to the night after the final to be partying together, celebrating what they had in common rather than what made them different or set them apart. That's when I realized the power of sport to be about so much more than entertainment. And I'm sure many of us here today, including myself because I live in Paris, also witnessed something similar with the Paris 24 Olympic and Paralympic Games. The week before the opening ceremony, the country couldn't have been more divided. As an outsider, it was interesting to watch. But through that time of the Games, we came together as people that live in this country, and particularly French people, celebrated what it meant to be French. They were proud to be French. And for an extended period of time that I think is still alive today, even though it's a couple of days after the closing ceremony for the Paralympics. And we've experienced that in some shape or form and have our own story to tell about that. But I also experience in the work that I do every day at my purpose-led sports marketing company, 17 Sport, whether it's working with brands like Adidas, where we built a program called Breaking Barriers, which has made it possible for 60,000 girls and young women to have the opportunity to reach their full potential, to become the best versions of themselves through sport. Whether it be with properties like the International Olympic Committee, whose purpose is to build a better world through sport, and how they've used sport every day to improve people's lives. Or with athletes like Ezra Freck, Team USA Paralympian, who's now a double gold medal winner and the world record holder in his discipline of the high jump, who's made it his life mission since the age of 10, he's now 18, but to normalize disability through sport. Or with non-profit organizations like Ocean Conservancy, who are using sport as a platform to inspire a generation to become advocates for ocean health. Those are the kinds of things that sport can do, if harnessed and used in the right way. But I've also experienced the power of sport to deliver outstanding financial returns. Whether it be Angel City Football Club, a football club in Los Angeles that was set up specifically with a purpose to address gender equity in society, and raised $10 million in sponsorship before they played their first game from sponsors who wanted to be part of that story, and have just been valued at $250 million by the latest round of investment. And that just happened in 3 years, 3.5, 4 years. Or Oakland Roots Football Club, another football club, this time in Oakland, California, which is a community upliftment-based organization. That's why they exist, who have just done the largest community fundraising round in history for a sports team. And as a consequence of that, are now valued at $80 million. So there are many, many examples. Formula E, some of you might have heard of Formula E. In 10 years, Formula E, whose purpose is to accelerate the transition to an electric future, went from a zero value to a value of $1 billion. And in a sign of what I think is a real indicator of the level of commitment that the world is now paying to sport as a social tool, governments, other stakeholders came together on the eve of the Olympic Games to pledge $20 billion between now and 2030 to support organizations that are using sport as an accelerator towards success around the Sustainable Development Goals. So sport works as a social tool. It provides financial returns, we've seen that. And so my wish is that by 2030, sport will have achieved its role in society as a force for good. And that those of us here in the room today and others watching online would have played some kind of role in helping to make that possible. whether that be as an investor through a debt instrument or as an equity partner in something, or having supported a social impact bond, whether through having invested in a sports team, league, event, or a venue, or an athlete for that matter, why not? You would have played a role to help elevate sport from where it is today to what I believe is its rightful place in society, where it is recognized as a force for good in a sustainable world. So I invite you back here in 5 years to come and share your stories of how you view sport as a tool, as an opportunity to do good while doing well, and how collectively we've been able together position sport as a force for good, an essential service in a sustainable world. Thank you very much.